Okay, episode number 13. This is going to be very short, maybe 5 minutes. And the idea of patience. What is patience? And it's interesting. What I find is when I'm doing something that isn't totally aligned and I just want to get it done, there's this lack of patience, this idea I just want it done. And I'm finding that more and more. And as I do that, I'm realizing that it's really got nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's got nothing to do with the activity. It has everything to do with the state of mind. And it's that state of mind that allows us to find the flow of our passion. And if we're not in our passion, then we're simply not paying attention. And there's nothing wrong with not paying attention because it just becomes a learning mechanism to find that flow. But I'm realizing more and more that there's certain activities in my life that seem like things that I ought to do or should do, but they're just out of alignment. And more I cut them out of my life, and I'll continue to do that. And as you look at the things that you are doing that you feel impatient about, obviously you can observe it and see, is there a way for me to approach it differently, more creatively? Maybe. Because you want to look at things from different angles, reposition things before you decide to completely cut them out of your life. But if you do that enough and you come to the realization that maybe this thing that I'm doing isn't actually something that I need to be doing at all, and the only reason that I'm doing it is based on a fear-based belief that I had that if I didn't do it, I couldn't support myself. So often if you're doing things for like a job, things related to money, and you don't necessarily enjoy those things, number one, look at, are there ways to do those activities in a way that you do enjoy or do find creatively self-expressive? And number two, if you don't come to that realization that there really is no way to do this in a way that's fun and exciting, then really examine your beliefs even further to say, is this something that I actually need to continue doing? And look at it as though it's a process, as though it's a journey. It's not something that you need to make a quick decision on. But if something's causing you stress, then you're approaching it from a place that's not in alignment. It's really that simple. And there's a lot of negative beliefs that can come up with these things, particularly if it's related to your job or money or family, feeling obligated to do certain things. So just know that when you're in this mode of patience, it's not even occurring to you that you're being patient. Because if you have to remind yourself to be patient, then you're being impatient. Then you're out of alignment. And so that's the critical key to understand is when am I in alignment? When am I out of alignment? And the moment that I realize that, hey, maybe what I'm doing right now isn't what I actually need to be doing, then to just stop it. And that can get tempting, right? I was doing something just before I jumped on here. It was nearly at the finish line. I could have just halted it and come back to it. But because it's an activity that I don't really want to be doing and I just want done, I'm like, oh, let me just get it done. End up jumping on here, a few minutes later. And it's not a big deal. It's not like, the end of the world or anything, but it's just noticing, hey, that's not completely what I want to be doing in my life. And so it's an examination. Just continue looking. Why am I choosing to do that? Maybe I could have just put it aside and done it later. For me, it came from a fear of missing out. If I don't get this done now, then I may miss out. Right? So just being honest, looking at those things. quite honestly, the best way to handle them, and you sometimes have to work up to this in terms of your mindset and your discipline just being the structure that you're creating for yourself, is really just to completely stop what you're doing once you notice you're in that frenzy mode and just meditate until it dissolves. And it likely means that you're not doing the right activities. So you have to use your own discernment. I'm not telling you what your feeling of impatience means to you. I'm giving you an example of how it occurs in my life. And it's up to you to use your own discernment and discover how you can apply it to your life. So, all about patience on lucky episode number 13. I will be exploring this topic a lot more in future episodes. But for those of you who may be watching now before 9 p.m. Eastern time, you know that I'm hosting the Quantum Goal Activation class this evening. And if you're watching this and you'd like to attend that, then please reach out to me. It's available on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. So please join me to activate your goals from within, find that alignment in the greatest way accessible to you in this moment, and gain that discernment for when you're doing the right things versus doing the things that are out of alignment with you. It's not about judging. It's not about even correcting the behavior. It's just about noticing, hey, this isn't working for me anymore. Is there another approach to take? It's easy. It's natural. It's fun. It's part of the process. You can never do this wrong. You can never go off track. It's just about your own self-discoveries along the way. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next episode, or tonight at the Quantum Goal Activation class. Either way, I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.